Welcome to episode 3 of the small account challenge. Guys, I am loving doing this. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. And just a little sneak peek, this episode is really good. The small account challenge is doing very well. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok or my other accounts, you probably see where this small account challenge has been going. But this episode, you're gonna see every single trade I took. You're gonna see where the account balance is. You're gonna see the ups and downs of the account balance. You're gonna see my mindset. I really wanna show you guys what it's to take a small account challenge to quit your job money. Here's why I've been doing this small account challenge and why I decided to create a YouTube series around it for you guys. First, I want to prove to you guys I'm actually a profitable trader, that I offer premium access Discord. I'm going to be offering mentorship opportunities this year, and I want to use this series to show and prove to my audience that you can trust me, that when I say I'm able to teach you, that when I say I have skills, I'm able to give you. This is proof in the pudding, not just a shallow promise that I'm giving to you guys. Second, I want to prove to you guys you do not need a lot of money to start day trading. I think a lot of people think in order to actually start day trading futures, you need $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 in a live account if you're gonna go live. You need a lot of money to be in there. And I'm gonna prove to you, all you need is as little as $100. And this episode is proof of that. By the end of the episode, you're gonna see where we're able to take that $100 and where we're actually able to turn it into. And if you're able to put $100, $500 in a live account, you can actually turn it into really good money. And it's money that doesn't require prop firm rules, and it's money you can take out immediately. If you make the money, if you make $100 that day, guess what? That same day you can ask to request to withdraw that $100 from your account. But I really just want to show you guys, you don't need a lot of money to start. So if you're feeling like the stress of, I want to do day trading, but I don't have enough money for it, I'm going to prove to you that's not the case. You can start with as little as $100. And I understand where you're at if you are feeling that way, because I've been there. I still kind of am there. I'm really trying to grow my accounts to get them to a substantial amount where I'm getting paid out nicely. But I'm going to take you guys along that journey, and you're going to see everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So make sure you subscribe, because we're doing this series all of 2026, and this one is really good. The account balance grew a lot this episode, and I'm hoping we can turn this into at least 5 figures by the end of 2026. Really, goal is 6 figures by the end of 2026. All right, let's get into the episode. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in it. Welcome to day 5, episode 3 of the small account challenge. It is Monday, 6:58 a.m., April 6th, the day after Easter. Here's the account balance, $100. Let's start this over. Let's get this going well. Okay? Let's get this balance up. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 2. Let's get into this episode. This morning, I just want to give you guys insight to how I am. This morning, the start on Monday, April 6th, right after Easter, my weekend was crazy. We had a really big event that we do on Easter. We had like 1,500 people show up to our Easter in the park, is what we call it, where we do a church service in a city park. And right now I'm sick. My daughter was sick, and she got me sick now, and I'm exhausted from this last weekend. But I'm hoping to just not that like sickness and stuff does not fog up my brain while I'm trading and ruin it. Because I've noticed for myself, when I feel this way, when I feel sick coming into the market to trade, sometimes my brain gets a little foggy and whatnot. So like I try to be extra patient, really look at everything, because if my mind's on it just makes it way harder. You know, so if you're ever coming to the charts, maybe you're sick, maybe you're just exhausted, you had to work the day before or whatever it is, just be slow and don't be so eager to take a trade, right? If you miss something, you miss it. I think one of the most, and I struggle with this right now, one of the most frustrating things as day traders, when you get to the charts, spend your morning here at the charts, and you don't take a trade, you don't make money, right? You don't, whatever. It's frustrating because you're like, man, why did I even get up? Why did I do this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm wasting time. It's okay. It's okay to not take a trade. It's part of trading. So that's just my little tidbit for you guys, because I'm sure you are going to feel like I am feeling right now. I know you're going to have those frustrations of, man, I need to just take trades. I need to make money. I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to, pay off this bill or whatever it is. I understand that stress that comes behind and the anxiety that comes behind trading, but you gotta know that you can't allow that stress to come to the market and dictate your decisions. In this trade I'm showing you here, there's no audio from when I was actually recording this, but we ran into a major technical difficulty. As you can see in the top left-hand corner of my chart, the buy and sell button are white instead of like colored in red and blue. And I could not log into my broker again. For some reason, I keep running into this issue where my broker just all of a sudden won't let me log in to my account and it won't let me trade. And so we actually weren't able to take this trade that you see on the screen. It would have been a really, really good winning trade that would have put our account a lot further. But it is what it is. It happens. Technical difficulties happens. But as you see in the next day that comes up, we actually end up taking a really solid trade in that. I'm so annoyed by these stupid technical difficulties. I hope they stop happening, but I wanted to make sure you guys understood why this clip is in here. All right, now that that trade is over and we're able to catch a really good trade, I want to explain why we took this trade and what was the setup. So when we go to the 5-minute time frame, actually we'll go to the 15-minute time frame. We have, this is like kind of market open. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is market open right here. We see we get displacement to the downside, breaking structure here, break of structure, which I've explained in episode number 2. Now, when we get this break of the structure, that gives us a new impulse range, right? So as we get on the 5-minute time frame, now that I have this new impulse range to work with, look what happens. Price displaces, comes back up into premium of this range, which is where I ideally want to short. And look at here, when we zoom in here, now when I say here, I want to make this level clear where I'm looking. Right here is where I'm looking, right in here. When we zoom in, right, I'm going to zoom in right now. When we zoom in, we see there is a 5-minute failure to displace this high. Now, I got a very unlucky wick here. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was a 1-minute candle that wicked super high. I got stopped out there, which was a small loss. I took a $30 loss there. I think it was like $33 to be exact, or like $33.50. But it was not over $34. I got wicked out here on some random move, okay? But the thesis never changed. Nothing changed in regard to my bias, right? We still hit premium. We're still in a bearish trend. We're still trending and looking like we're going to attack external range liquidity down here. So I took the first trade of this short here, and we got stopped out. We got wicked out, right? Target was 20 points. Minimum was the goal. We ended up getting wicked out on this one. So we got it right there. We ended up getting wicked out on this random 1-minute candle decided to wick up. But nothing changed. Over here, when you look here to the left, there was a little bit move up, and we got another bullish inversion right here. There's a little small inverse fair value gap that got inverted. I entered off that, and then it's still, the goal was to target at least external range liquidity. We hit our 20-point target, and then we got stopped out on trailing stop loss on this order block right here. We ended up locking in 18.25 points here on MES. Great trade. And as you can see at the top of the screen, sorry, it wasn't on my screen, we ended up making $62.45 today. That's a 62% return on our account balance. Now our account balance is no longer at just $100. We now have $162.45 in the account. So now what I'm excited about is we actually have a little bit of buffer in the account, right? We got a little bit of money that's giving us a little bit more room away from just having $100. And I'm one and done today. I'm happy with that. I wanted to take some more trades. Like I was tempted to take this retracement here, but I still just wasn't convinced. Like, cause with this never really, it gave me a nice rejection move, but never swept the high that I was looking for. And so I wanted to be patient to get something obvious, just like this right here. And patience paid today. And so I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, it was a really good move today. So we finally got our first winning trade, and we turned the $100 into now $162.45. So now we are now green. This is our first green day throughout this challenge. We've only had red days so far. And the days that we could have had green, there were either technical difficulties or we didn't get tapped in. And those would have been really good. Like if I would have been able to take yesterday's trade, we actually would have been up today. We probably would have had about $300 in the account, maybe a little bit more, but stupid technical difficulties got in the way. But what's important is we don't let those technical difficulties blind us from the opportunities, like, right, that don't let us get emotional or anxious or greedy or revenge trade or anything like that. And I was really trying hard today not to revenge trade, just to be locked in, be patient for my setups, and it'll come. It'll come. Patience pays. And so today we got paid out, and I'm grateful for that. is officially finished in the small account challenge, and today we are starting week 3. Right now at the time of this recording, it is Monday, April 13th. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's 6:21 a.m. so I got about 10 minutes until the market opens. I wanted to show you guys where the account balance is at the start of week 3, just so we have that note. So as this week goes on, we know how we've done, like how the account has grown. So here is the account balance at the start of this week. You can see total cash amount is $141. So we ended week 2 green $41.10 is what we ended the week green with. So we're officially up in the account. It's not where I want to be. I was hoping last week would be a little bit better than that. I was hoping we at least doubled the account, but it's okay. Got a fresh week and I'm excited. Here's to week 3. Let's get started and we're going to be trading. So we'll see you in this week and let's see how it goes. I'm hoping we get the account to $300 this week, if I'm honest. I'm not going to try to trade and force it, but I'm hoping this account gets at least $300 this week.
All right, as we are in day 10, I'm starting to realize with some of these trades I'm taking, especially as I'm reviewing my video editing, especially as I'm watching these trades happen after I know how they play out, right? It's much easier to look at it now. But I was kept trying to short all-time highs. And I think that should have been a signal for me. Why am I trying to short when the market is clearly trying to go higher? And I think that kept biting me in the butt when I kept trying to take these shorts. Like, we'd get displacement and some of them worked well, but I think that would have helped me if I just would have gone with the higher time frame bias of we're trying to go long. We're not trying to go short here. Market wants to go higher, so stop trying to go short and wait for those better long opportunities where the market wants to go, not where I would like it to go. And I don't think I was taking stupid trades here. I was waiting for our 1-minute kill shot to set up. I was waiting for this 5-minute liquidity sweeps and also the 1-minute inverse fair value gaps, but they weren't working out. And I think in hindsight, now that I'm reviewing this now, I think in hindsight, what would have been helpful is just paying attention to the overall bias that price wanted to go higher. It did not want to go lower, and I should have taken that to note and stopped trying to go short over and over again. As you can see, it wasn't working. We kept losing money, and then all of a sudden we get auto liquidated because the account balance happens to go too low, and it was a huge bummer, but it is what it is.
Good morning. This is day 12 of week 3 of the small account challenge. And I had to reload up the account. I'll show you on the screen later of where our account balance is at, of how many deposits we've done. But I'm hoping this is the final deposit. I've learned a little bit of lessons here that maybe the $100 is not so realistic of what you could actually do as trading, because on Monday, I ran into an auto liquidation issue where I got auto liquidated. So I didn't even lose the trade or lose all the money in the account, but they auto liquidated it because it hit a certain dollar amount. And so I've now added a new amount of funds in the account. You should be able to see that, of $300. So I'm hoping this is the final deposit. $300 is still a pretty small account, but it gives me buffer to mess with the account, right? It gives me buffer to not have to worry about auto liquidation, not have to worry about, one loss. Like, it relieves some things. So I'm hoping that this is the last deposit and that we can move on from the losses that we've taken or the auto liquidation issue I had on Tuesday, and that now we can move on. So this hasn't necessarily been, it is still a small account challenge and we're still growing a small account. I didn't say a specific amount, so I guess we're still on track. So we're not going to let it stop us, and we're going to keep moving forward. Today is April 15th, so you can see, and it's 2 minutes before market opens. So let's get into the market open. Let's get into how today's going to play out.
So we've skipped day 12 because there was actually no trades taken that day, and we go right to day 13. In the middle here, now we have 3 assets on the screen. On the far left is Bitcoin. The middle screen where you see the trade that's happening live is S&P 500, and then the far right screen is NASDAQ. We enter a trade here. This is when the trades actually start going a lot in our favor. You're going to see this trade here do pretty well. We're getting good displacement, nice moves down, and then it comes right back down and inverts that fair value up right there. We're trailing our stop loss, And this trade actually gets us a pretty good win, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry, I forgot to put up the account balance as it's going. I think I remember to put it down eventually, but yeah, price really starts to displace nicely. These are the moves we're looking for. The price action you saw earlier when our account was like at $100, it was getting pretty rough. But great displacement to the downside. As you can see on the right hand side, I like to look at NASDAQ also. NASDAQ is also ripping down. So that's a good confluence in both assets. NASDAQ and S&P 500 are moving down in the same direction. They are correlating assets. So you want to see them both, especially if you're going short or long. You want to see them both moving in that direction with force. Here we're going to get stopped out on that trailing stop loss. We were able to take half of our position off, but then the rest of it gets trailed out with the trailing stop loss that you'll see in a little bit as we trail it down. There you go. Now you can see in the top right hand corner, now we have the actual account balance in. We get trailed out. Now our account balance goes from $300 to over $428.70. Now for the next 6 days, from day 14 to day 20, we take quite a bit of trades, and I have a bunch of time lapses of those trades. So I'm going to put on some of that elevator music and speed run through these next couple of days of all the trades. You're going to see in the top right hand corner the account balance of how it changes as the accounts are moving around. So I hope you enjoy this little part, and then we'll get towards the end of the video.
All right, I've been doing a really bad job of documenting this last month of the small account challenge, but today is, where's my phone? Today is May 5th. Can you guys see that? Hopefully it's not backwards. But today is May 5th. It's 9:30 a.m. We traded this morning. I'll show you the P&L on our small account for this morning's trades, and hopefully I don't show you the account number, but can you see that? I'm trying to show it. $23 loss this morning. That's what we lost. I don't know if you could see that at all. I don't even know if that showed. But we took a $23 loss. But the account balance is at $668.70. So we are well into profit. We're doing actually very well in the small account challenge. We've done a couple deposits. Like I think I showed you guys, we deposited a $300 amount in the account because the $100 was just extremely hard. You know, like I got auto liquidated. Even though the trade wasn't even losing, I got auto liquidated. And so I was just running into issues, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bump it up from $100 to $300. I think it's gonna make it way easier to actually start trading. And that proved me right. I've over doubled the account now from the $300. Now we're at 660, what was it? $8.70. So we're sitting nice. I really would like to get this to $1,000 at least by the end of May, which I think we'll hit before the end of May, but we're on track. We're keeping our losses very small and our wins are doing very well. TradeZella actually gave me a monthly recap of how we did this last month, and we're actually sitting at a 1 to 3R, which is excellent, very good. So yeah. Also, an exciting thing that we did launch this week. So today's May 5th. We launched this on the Saturday, May 1st, or May 2nd, May 1st, May 2nd, whatever. we now have live Discord trading. So if you want to actually follow along and take these trades with me that I've taken with the small account challenge and that we're going to be doing all year, and I'm opening up now a mentorship where you can follow along with me and do the live trainings in my Discord. I also have a very limited spot of the one-on-one mentorship where you can have one-on-one calls with me, a very exclusive portion of the Discord where most of my attention will go to help you guys learn. We'll do private calls, we'll do weekly outlooks. So there's a lot of things I have planned. There's going to be courses that I'm going to be creating later on in this year where my plan is to do a full day trading course that has my strategy, the 1 minute kill shot, and just the basics of trading. And then later on this year, I want to do a course, which I've never seen anybody do, but a course that deep dives into all the nitty gritty portions of a prop firm and teaches you how to basically beat prop firms, the strategies they can use, the ways you can lock in payouts, the different strategies to get payouts. And so I try to create some of that in free content on my YouTube, but I really want this to be like a no fluff, just let's dive into how do you master both of these things. Because I think I have a gift of teaching, and I really want to be able to create well-written courses, really well educational courses that help you guys master these things. So, but this small account challenge, you know, outside of that, small account challenge is doing great. I'm loving this. We're already a month in. This is now May 5th. I think we got to get this episode out soon. But I was hoping to get the account to $1,000 before this next episode came out, but I'm pretty happy with how it's going.
All right, we're in day 23 of the small account challenge, and I'm really bummed because this morning you can see in the top right-hand corner that we've had a green P&L. I was trying to record the actual live trade like we've been doing the whole series, but this morning, I don't know what was wrong with my OBS. It kept giving me error codes when I was trying to record the live recording, and I was too focused on the trade that I couldn't fix the OBS. So now it's after the trading session, I was able to fix my OBS. So sorry, I wasn't actually able to show you the live trade of the P&L that was going, but I'm gonna give you a breakdown of the trade we took, why I took it, what were the targets, and how it actually played out. And as you can already see, we're green. So I'm gonna give you a really good breakdown of this trade, which actually, this was an A+ setup when it comes to the 1 minute kill shot. And the 1 minute kill shot is what I trade when it comes to the small account challenge. When it comes to anything, I trade the 1 minute kill shot. That is my strategy that I've created personally. And I will hopefully be teaching you guys, and you guys can steal my strategy. Like, please steal it. I don't care. That's why I'm teaching it. All right, let's break down today's trade, why I took it, and what was happening. What were my confluences? So this morning, Friday, May 8th, we're no longer in April, May 8th, we had NFP, which is, if you're not aware of what NFP is, non-farm payroll. And if you go to, I'll show you the website right now. It's called forexfactory.com, and you go to the red folder news. If you don't know the site, I'm giving you some gold right now. You need to be using the site. Red folder news is very important. When you see this thing called right here, non-farm employment change, that's NFP, that is a high red folder news, very impactful to the market. And whatever this number is, as you can see, this one was bullish. Whatever that number tends to be, you will get a strong reaction in the market. You will get a strong reaction in the market. So you need to, one, be careful with red folder news, because sometimes if you're in a trade and you don't even realize there's red folder news, it could cause you to lose a lot of money or accidentally make a lot of money, right? It can go both ways, but realistically, most of the time you will lose money, okay? It's very rare people make money on an accident with red folder news. It really hurts if you mess it up. But you need to know what this is. But today was non-farm employment change, a very important red folder news. And as you can see here, this is pre-market. So this move right here, this leg down right here is pre-market. Now, if you look to the left over here, you see there is some important swing lows. And also this right here, this blue box. This is a 1 hour fair value gap. Now, the time frame you're currently looking at is the 5 minute, okay? I like to look at the 5 minute. I wait for the 5 minute to sweep lows. As you can see to the left, it swept 1, 2, 3 lows, swept those, and then inverted to 1 minute fair value gap, which is my 1 minute kill shot. But what's even more impactful on this trade is the fact that when it did the sweep of liquidity, it was within a 1 hour fair value gap. So you have that higher time frame footprint, right? So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, reset our chart view. When you zoom in to this leg of price, right? See, price has this retracement. You have this impulse range. And within that impulse range, we have this 1 hour fair value gap with a 1 hour order block also on top of it, right? So that's what I was waiting for. This candle didn't exist yet when I was looking at the market. This red candle did. So I'm looking at this. There's a 1 hour fair value gap. And when you go down the lower time frames on the 5 minute time frame, that's where you get this leg of price, which is where we took our trade. This move up. We waited for that 5 minute to sweep that liquidity on this equal lows and inside a higher time frame footprint, which is that 1 hour fair value gap. And then boom, look at the reaction you get off of that. That is the power of the 1 minute kill shot. That is the power of liquidity sweeps. That is the power of higher time frame footprints. Okay. Let me clean this up so I can actually give you a breakdown of what I was looking for at the trade, where are my targets for TP. Okay. So we got the sweep of liquidity. When you look left over here, you have this liquidity to the left of this low, right? So you have 3 lows that it swept and failed to displace that low. Now we drop down to the 1 minute time frame. After we get that clear sweep of liquidity, you look left over here, you see there's lots of fair value gaps. Look at all these fair value gaps. Boom. The lowest bearish fair value gap gets inverted in this leg of price. Now, this is still pre-market. The market is not open yet. Okay, the doesn't open until 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for me, or 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is this candle right here. Now, for me, the fact that the 5 minute already swept the low and has already inverted 1 minute time frame fair value gaps, I knew I wanted to go bullish to attack this external range liquidity, but I wanted to get a proper entry. So I waited. Price had at market open, price was pushing up, very weak. Then we get a retracement, a 1 minute liquidity sweep. Now, this isn't my typical entry because I would have waited for the inverse fair value gap, but that already happened. So I watched this displacing candle here, this big blue displacing candle, and that's where I entered on. It retested the fair value gap that got inverted and then got a large bullish displacement candle outside of that fair value gap. I took the risk of taking that trade. Stops were at this 1 minute order block, this little bearish candle right here on this 1 minute order block. And then as you can see, it took almost no time for us to hit this external range liquidity at the top for our TP, where we made, how much did we make? $69.70 on our account. And as you can see, that brought our account to over $800. Our account balance is now $803.20. So that was a trade. I'll also break down my trailing stop loss. Okay. So this trade, as it was moving, right, I trail my stop losses. Okay. This is how I trail my stop losses. So if you guys are wondering, hey, how should we like manage our position as it's going? I always like to wait for the 1 minute time frame to break structure. Okay. So what I mean by that, see how this wick was formed here? See how this wick forms at this top? I like to wait for price to push up and start closing above bearish candles. So if you see here has a bearish candle, we close above it, right? We didn't close above it on this one. We just wicked above it. So we did not have a candle closure above. But this one, we have a bullish candle, doesn't close above any of these bearish ones. We have this bearish candle, and look at this candle. It engulfs it and close above that red candle there. So for me, as soon as I saw this candle push up and break above this red candle and it completely engulf it, I've moved my stop loss to this 1 minute low. Now, also this 1 minute low was in a 1 minute fair value gap here. There's a little 1 minute fair value gap right there. If you see, price tapped into it, and then we get bullish momentum outside of that. For me, I don't want price to come back down to this low because we're getting bullish displacement off of it, and I don't want to see it come back down because most likely if it comes back down, it's probably going to go all the way back down to external range liquidity. So that's where I moved my stop loss based on the 1 minute time frame engulfing bearish moves and giving me nice displacement. And then right after I moved my stops there, you can see it hit our TP. And then I was trailing stops on these here, and we ended up getting stopped out on this order block here. But yeah, it was a really good move. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions, if that wasn't helpful, if I need to make it a little bit more clear. But my strategy is very simple. Don't overcomplicate it and keep your trading simple, okay? You don't want to overcomplicate it. It's really not necessary. And what I'm hoping to do in my premium Discord access that I'm going to give you guys is, like, when I'm teaching you, when I'm doing the live trading, I'm going to keep it simple, because trading does not need to be overcomplicated. It really is very simple at the end of the day. And so I want to teach you guys the right way to trade, the right way to keep your mindset right. Don't over leverage yourself. And small consistent wins is the name of the game. As you guys can see, we've had small consistent wins, and now we're at over $800 in the account. And eventually the P&Ls will start to get bigger, right? Right now, maybe you're looking at me like, man, $70 win for the day, that's nothing. Like, what am I supposed to do with $70? Trust me, we're getting to a point where we're going to be able to start scaling up our contract size and our position sizes, where we're going to be able to make more money per trade. But in the beginning, you got to be patient. You got to be okay with those small, consistent wins. And then we'll be able to, as you're okay with that, you'll be able to scale up your profits, right? And your position sizing to where you go from making $70 a trade, $30 a trade, to then you're making $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 a trade, because you've been slow and patient and consistent with those wins. So you guys will see in hopefully the episodes to come that when you're patient, you're consistent, and you scale properly, the P&Ls will grow with it. So I know you might be wondering, why are the P&Ls so small? But all right, let's get to the end of the episode, the outro. But I hope that breakdown was helpful of our position.
All right, it is currently, let me show you. Read that, May 8th, 12:03. I am done trading for the 5th week of this challenge, okay? Account today, we made $69.70 in the account. And I'm about to show you where the account balance currently is. Here, I'll show you all let me first show you all the P&Ls. So today, across all my accounts, I just funded another Take Profit Trader account. Just gotta get it passed, but here is the P&L for today. This is $1,376 across all my accounts. I have some funded accounts. This is my, where is it? Right here. This is my eval, just passed that today. So now I just gotta maintain it for the next 3 days, and then it's funded with Take Profit Trader. And then here is the account. Let me see if I can get it focused. There is the account. That's today's P&L, $69, right? $69.70. And you see that? $803 in the cash amount. Our account has officially hit $800. So right, we started this account with $100. That was kind of hard, so we had to deposit up to $300. Now, we've turned $300 into $800. That's over a 2x. We're almost at a 3x in the account. And this is just the early stages. We're not done. I'm not stopping at just $800 in profit, though that is an excellent return. My goal is to trade this for the rest of 2026 and turn this into quit your job money. I'm hoping we can put in the next few months, turn this in a couple of $1,000s, and then by the end of the year, turn it hopefully, and realistically, I would love to see this account at 6 figures by the end of the year. But if we can turn it that is amazing to turn an account from a $300 to $100 account into 5-figure account is insane. But I'm doing it to show you, one, you can trust me. I'm a profitable trader. This is on a Tradeovate live account. This isn't like some offshore broker. It's a trusted broker. Everybody knows Tradeovate, and everybody knows you can trust this. When I show you my account, I can show you reports like legit. And two, I want to show you it's possible to do for yourself. If you stay disciplined, if you're patient, if you're emotionless, and you stick to a repeatable system and start with small, consistent gains, they compound to where you can actually turn this into something insane. So I hope you guys are enjoying the small account challenge. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What would you like me to add? What do you want to see more of? And I hope you're really enjoying this. I'm having a blast making it. This episode, I did a poor job of actually documenting this episode. I'm gonna try to do better on the next one. I kind of failed on that part, so I hope you guys actually enjoyed the episode. But hey, go to the link down below in the description and go join my Discord where I trade this account live. You want to do this with me, maybe you even open up a small account challenge and you do it alongside me. I can help coach you if you join the premium access of our Discord. I can help show you how I'm doing it and help teach you how to do it yourself. But I hope you guys are having fun. I'm loving doing this. This is episode 3 of many more to come. We're doing this all of 2026, so stick around and subscribe to this YouTube channel. But this is it. Until the next episode, I'll see you. But dude, we hit $800 in the account. Let's go.